Let's talk a little bit about the Rebbe's Mivtza Chinuch and 12 Psukim and the 50-year anniversary. What's interesting in these sichas where the Rebbe introduces the 12 Psukim, Aleph Derish Chedesh Iyar with the first 6 Psukim, and then later on Lag B'Omer, the second 6 Psukim. One of the things the Rebbe describes is this vivid vision, how the Rebbe pictures this is going to look in real life. The Rebbe gives us the Seif Ma'aser B'Machshava Tchila of what he imagines this will look like. The Rebbe says that children will be infused with the ideas of these 6 psukim. Psukim which were chosen on the basis that they are ideas that children can relate to, and not only relate to enough to understand, but understand well enough that they can give over, and that children will be playing on their own free time. Okay, this is not something that happens in school. It's not a structured event. The Rebbe describes it as something that happens spontaneously. Children are going to be playing, and they're going to be so excited about these ideas, they're going to want to tell it over to other children. And I think that's a very important concept to remember here, that this is not something that is supposed to be so rigid and so structured as much as it is supposed to be something that becomes sort of second nature. It's supposed to be spontaneous, that a child is infused with these ideas to the point where it just naturally emerges from the child. The child can't help but to share it. And like the Rebbe says in these sichos, it's the nature of children to like to share what they know, and especially to show off what they know and to tell other people what they know. And we're channeling all that, and it becomes like this seamless, natural, spontaneous expression, which is such an important concept here. In addition to everything that happens in a structured environment in the schools, there's the unstructured and informal environment that every mother and father creates at home, where every moment of play, and that's how the Rebbe describes it specifically, it occurs during the child's downtime when they're playing with their friends, that every moment of a child's life becomes educational. Okay, in other words, the Rebbe's vision is children who are so empowered and inspired and excited about these ideas that it's just the most natural thing that in their playtime at home, in unstructured environments outside of the classroom, they are acting as mashpiyim. They are acting as mechanchim. It's interesting that later on, months later, apparently somebody wrote to the Rebbe critiquing where does the Rebbe get this idea of making children into mechanchim. Children are there to be educated, not to be educators. And at the Fabrengen of Yud Beis Tammuz that year, the Rebbe says, it's interesting that this person who asked me this question is apparently unaware of the fact that the entire Torah is only here because children are educators. And the Rebbe cites the famous story of the Gemara, Kama Gadol Ma'aser Reb Chia. Reb Chia, the Tana, saw that the Torah was chas v'sholom in danger of being forgotten. He got 5 kids, 1 to learn each Chumash, and 6 kids, 1 to learn each Seder of Mishnayos. They each mastered their own area, and then they taught each other, and then Reb Chia replicated that, and the entire Torah was restored. The Rebbe says, how? Because children were educators. This is really the vision that the Rebbe gave us. Raising children who are confident, who feel that it's the most natural thing in the world to share what they know, and not just to quote it, to repeat it for a test in a very structured environment, but it just becomes part of the rhythm of day-to-day life, so much so that they're doing this on their own accord, they're unprompted, it's not an adult said, say this and I'll give you a cookie. It's something that just becomes part of the child's personality, and they authentically want to express it, so much so that it happens spontaneously. Primarily, where does this happen? It happens specifically in the unstructured environments. This happens in the in-between times where it's not a classroom environment. It's just the child's day-to-day life, living at home, playing with their siblings, playing with neighbors. So what is the job of a parent here? It's first of all, to give our children the information, the ideas, that the Rebbe gave us, that the Rebbe told us are fitting ideas to inspire children. But then it's also not just giving them the knowledge, but then giving them the confidence that these ideas are ideas for them to go and share, and that they're not just supposed to sit and listen and absorb what they're told, that they should go share what they know. And that's when it becomes this revolutionary power that the Rebbe is describing. And that all comes from the environment that is created in the home. So parents, understand something. Your children are not just there for you to be their educators. Your children are there to become not just the future educators, but the present educators. Your children are educators today. And so, a little litmus test of how that's going in your home is when you see your children playing and just interacting in their free time, are they speaking Torah ideas confidently and with passion and with warmth? That lets us know we're on the right track. Thank you again for including me in this event, and God willing, we should see many, many peiros from taking to heart the Rebbe's guidance in these matters, and the Rebbe should get more and more of what he envisioned 50 years ago. The reality should match more and more what the Rebbe was describing when the Rebbe launched this campaign.